Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm just doing a quick update, not very short, about our exercise routine with my father. I'm not going to film him again. There's no reason to do that. What I'm doing now is I get him set up in our living room in a chair, and then me in my chair in front of him. And they have to keep their focus. And what I do is, first exercise is lifting up on the tippy toes, sitting position, sit down, and lift up on your tippy toes 20 times. And then while sitting, lift your knee 20 times. That'll be 10 each. And then put your leg straight out. Kick it out. 1, 2, 20 times. And then I have him stand up straight. And this helps by putting your hand in front of you. This keeps his focus. And he won't keep looking around at the TV or looking, he sees some dust. Or he sees something else. So do this. And I do it with him. I stand up like this or like this, and we stand up 10 times if he's not struggling. If he's not struggling, we go to 20 times, but usually it's about 10. But him not looking around, that makes it more possible, because he's keeping his neck straight, to stand up more than 10 times. And then he sits back down. And I have him lift his knee again 20 times. And then up on the tippy toes 20 times. And that's when I give him the elastic band, the TheraBand band, and have him do 20 times in front of him. Like this, 20 times. And then his hand on his knee, and then he does it 20 times. First time, he does it like this. 20 times, switch it over, 20 times. And then I have him grab the middle knot and put that to his chest and punch out 20 times. Swap over, punch out 20 times. After I have him do that for both knees, and then 20 times. And then I have him lift his knees again 20 times. And then I have him stand up, get behind his chair, and lift his knee. Hold on to the chair and lift his knees straight in front of him as much as possible. Stay back a little bit from the chair and kick your knee, put your knees up straight as possible 20 times. Then I have him walk down the hall from our front door to his bedroom door, about 30 feet, up and back 1 time, and do that 5 times. So he's actually getting 10 walks of 30 feet. Then I have him stand behind his chair and do lifting his knees again, but this time as wide as possible, off to the side. Then he sits back down. I have him do the leg kicks out again 20 times. And then he'll lift his knees 20 times. And then his tippy toes 20 times. And that's when I give him the band back. He repeats the same steps again 20 times. But this time, instead of doing this, he changes his hand position to this and does it like that for 20 times each. And we're done with this. And he can do stretching all the way back and hold it for 10 seconds. And that's hard on this old man. Sometimes it's hard on me. And then I have him put his hands forward like this, touch his thumbs together, and do this 20 times. And then do this 20 times. And then do this 20 times. And this one's the hard one because I can't remember sometimes. And then I have him stand up. And we're done. Sometimes I'll have him go behind his chair again, lift his knees again, and that'll be it. Sometimes I'll have him stand up again straight 5 to 10 times, depending on how stable he's looking. And that's enough. And that's about 15 minutes a day to do this. And I'm doing it with him. Now, walking down the hall, he's walking down the hall, but I'm walking in place because we can't both walk down the hall because I take up all the hall. Now, these little workouts are really helping him out because I can see now he can pull the chair over and put it back at the dining table. Before, when we first started this, he couldn't move that chair at all. Now he can. And now his back isn't hurting as much during the day, even though he sits a lot, watches TV. It's not hurting as bad. So I try to do this, give him breakfast in the a.m. and then in the middle of the afternoon, 2 or 3 or 4, we do the exercising, usually about 2 o'clock. And that helps him out a lot. And it's helping me out, too. I can feel the difference because I do my own exercises, walking in place, marching in place, and all that. Stretching on my own. So that's doubling it up a little bit for me to do those. And so this is great. And so that's just a quick update to the changes and the progression to getting more exercise for my 89-year-old father with Alzheimer's and dementia. So he's doing it. Sometimes he doesn't really I don't want to do that. Well, yeah, but I already put the chair out here. I put it out in the living room. Don't waste my effort, and he'll come. So that's it. Try to increase and keep an eye on your person you're caregiving for, because if I don't strictly do these exercises without watching them all the time and try to keep their focus in front of you and keep your rhythm, because I count out as I do it. But I try to keep him as focused as possible. And that can be hard to do. But I watch them because when my dad's standing up, if he's doing it without too much problem, but if he suddenly starts shaking a little bit and wants to fall back, or sit back down, I know he's not going to make it to 20. I'll stop at 10. That's something you have to keep an eye on. If they can't seem to manage the certain exercise, calm it down, work on increase the other exercises like the knees or the lifting the up of the tippy toes or the knees behind the chair. Increase that from 20 to 25 to 30 if they can't do the standing up, the chair sits very much. And that's my little update. So plan ahead and you can get things done. You can. You can do it. I can do it. And my 89-year-old father can do it. And I plan ahead because I have everything ready in my mind. Because I'm ready to do these exercises. It's not going to become a weight on me. Oh, I got to go do this. Because if I'm thinking that way, what's the other person going to be thinking? The same thing. They're not going to be motivated. You're not motivated, and people can tell you're not motivated. Because I can tell when people aren't motivated. Anyway, that's a little update, and I hope that you all are doing well, and I'll see you back here on my channel soon.